I find it very interesting and very contradictory that you have individuals who lean politically to the right love to say that they are not for cancel culture. Cancel culture is this. We should get rid of cancel culture and everything like that. But really, at its core, they don't like it when it affects them. But they would love to implement it when it affects them. I hope you understand and picking up what I'm throwing down. And that brings me to these two scenarios. So, of course, we all know what happened to Charlie Kirk. That has been taking the airwaves, at least for the first week. I'm not sure, because I'm actually recording this video on September 13th. Of course, by the time you see it, it'll be about a week and a half later. But I wanted to put these out there because I want y'all to see the absolute hypocrisy that's coming from certain individuals. But I'm only going to cover two of them, because if I spent time covering all of them, we would be here all day, and I don't have that kind of time, and neither do you. But I wanted to highlight two people in particular. Now, both of these people, I'm gonna be honest with you, I never heard of either one of them until today, and that's thanks to KG, because he sent me, well, one of them I saw on his page. Well, actually two of them I saw on his page, and this is the first one right here. Now, this person that you're about to hear from, his name is Quinn Pratt. Basically, what's going on is that what they're doing is they're going through people's social medias and they're seeing what people are saying about Charlie Kirk's passing, and they're looking to see if people are saying anything derogatory about it, and they're writing down their names and getting their contact information as far as their jobs, and they're calling their jobs with the intent of getting these people fired. And I'm sure some of you have already heard stories of some people being fired from their jobs, or maybe, you know, I don't know, whatever the case may be, especially if you have a government job. And they're literally going and writing these people's information down to contact their jobs and say, so and so said that this, let me email you the screenshots of what they said about Charlie Kirk, and with the intent for them to lose their livelihood. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the video from this person right here, whose name is Quinn Pratt, and then I'm gonna come back with my commentary.
Hi, my name is Quinn Pratt, and I like going around on the internet finding people making fun of Charlie Kirk's death, and I go and report them to their employers so they get fired. And we got 5 more. We have sent out over 300 emails to employers, and we have gotten now 15 confirmed fires. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Gabrielle from Illinois, you're fired. Lincoln from Utah, you're fired. Amanda, another Amanda from Wyoming, you've been terminated. Suck it. Shasta from Washington State, your ass is fired. And Curtis, again from Texas. What the hell, Texans? What the fuck? Curtis from Texas, you've also been terminated. You're welcome. Now, truth being told, I've probably lost about 50,000 followers throughout all social medias while I'm doing this. But I would rather have every single one of my accounts hit 0 before I give in to these people. So if you want to try and affect me or affect my income by unfollowing me, I don't care. I would much rather go back to a 9-to-5 job than let this kind of shit slide. And I know for a fact that over half of this country agrees with what I'm doing. So hopefully they start finding me pretty soon. So go ahead and do your whole mass unfollowing and everything like that, because again, I would rather see all my accounts hit 0 than letting you guys try and bully me into not doing this anymore. And if you agree with what I'm doing, please hit that follow button. Counteract their mass unfollowing of me.
So you all just heard what he said right there. You saw it, you heard it, and basically, like, we're gonna do our best to break down this. And again, he's so proud of what he's doing. He is so proud with what he's doing. He feels like he's doing something for the greater good, all for this one individual. Mind you, I have never seen them do or act like in this vein before, as far as doing something like this, at least on this magnitude in which they are going. So he's basically walking around in his backyard and he's talking about he contacted 300 people's employers, and so far 15 got fired. First off, 15 out of 300, those are bad ratio numbers. If only 15 got fired. And the thing is, we got to say allegedly fired, because how do you actually know that the people actually did get fired? That's probably what they ended up, that's probably what they told you. Unless you know for a fact that they ended up losing their job, then I don't know. And the thing about it is you're sitting out there bragging about this, and let's hypothetically say these people ended up getting fired and they lost their livelihood. He better hope one or two things does not happen, especially since he put his face out there. One, that they don't come back at you with a lawsuit, which would probably be in your best case scenario. Or two, they don't come after you and, well, I don't have to finish the rest of the statement, because when you start messing with people's money and their livelihood, especially when they got mouths to feed outside of their own, then that's going to be a problem, especially if you were the financial breadwinner of the household. Not saying that the other person that you're with, let's hypothetically say, wasn't working, but if you were making the most money and you have a family, like you have a kid or two or maybe more, then that also plays in. Let's not account for the mortgage, any bills you might have, if you have any car notes or any loans you have to pay. That's a lot. But see, he doesn't care about that. He only cares because they were talking bad about Charlie Kirk. And the thing is, you also got to look into what did they actually say about Charlie Kirk? Because if they said something along the lines of they just didn't care, then that's not them saying anything disparaging. That's just them not caring. He then goes on to say that he lost about 50,000 followers amongst his platforms, and he said he doesn't care. He would rather go back to zero and go to a 9-to-5. Let's be honest with ourselves here. He kind of contradicted himself, because at the end, he's basically telling people to follow him and everything like that, and he hopes that it gets traction. He doesn't want to go back to a 9-to-5. And honestly, after the stunt that he pulled right here and he put his face out there, what 9-to-5 would hire him? Because he would be seen as a liability. Like, wow, if we say the wrong thing, you're going to run to HR and say so-and-so and so-and-so said this about someone you like, and you're going to try to get them fired. So he would be a 9-to-5 nightmare. But the thing is, he's bragging about this. He's not thinking this through at all. But that goes back to the commentary that I was saying before when it comes to these grifters and how they're able to give over on these white supremacists. They don't think logically. They don't think, they don't research, they don't do any of that. They just go off of impulse. So yeah, he's doing all of this, and I have the strongest feeling that it's going to end up backfiring in a major way. He's having his fun now, but honestly, truthfully, I think it's actually going to backfire on him and several others that are doing that. Now that I've gone over him, let me go over this next individual. Now you have this person. Now again, this one doesn't have a video attached to it. This one is just a bunch of tweets. This one, you have this woman named Olivia Crow. I can't pronounce her last name, but I'm gonna say Olivia K, because her last name begins with a K. She posted up this tweet that says, "I've officially contacted 471 employers, which is 171 more than that Quinn Pratt guy contacted, and still more to do. My fingers hurt, my eyes hurt. I've never had screen time this high." So this woman literally is about to get carpal tunnel. Her fingers are aching. Her eyes are probably all dried out. She probably hasn't gotten a wink of sleep based on what she's saying right here. And she says her screen time is extremely high. And that's not a good thing when you have screen time that high. For those who don't know, that's basically how much time you're on your phone or your laptop. That's actually not really good for you. But she's risking her health for this one guy because of allegedly people saying things that she didn't like about what he said about her. But let me keep going, because her hypocrisy got exposed. She says, "But I'm alive to complain about it. It's all worth it, all for Charlie." Again, this individual, now I don't know if she's ever met Charlie Kirk or not, but like, this woman is going hard for Charlie Kirk as if her last name is Kirk and she has that ring on her right finger, and she's married and she is his widow. She's walking around here like her name is Erica Kirk, and if y'all don't know who Erica Kirk is, that is Charlie Kirk's widow. And I'm sitting here like, wow, this is absolutely insane. Like, you literally are staying up late hours just to go after people who said something about Charlie Kirk that you did not like, to get them fired. 471 employers. These people are insane. They do not have a life. And then again, have the nerve to sit up there and talk about cancel culture and how so much they're against it. But oh wait, because there's more. In this tweet right here, she's giving a little tutorial on how she was able to pull all this off. She says, "For everyone asking how I do it, I have pre-written scripts for emails and simply attach the screenshots. Take less than a minute to find employers from the name search, and typically my followers have been providing both the screenshots and employers. takes max a couple of minutes to report. So this woman literally has a whole plan written out, drawn out of how she's pulling this off. And she says she's getting help from her followers in order to do it. And again, this post was made on September 12th. This at 9:55 p.m., which was way less than 24 hours ago from the time of me recording this video. So that means when she finally wakes up, if she's ever gone to sleep, that is, she's going to get right back on there and do it again in there. And the thing is, just like that Quinn Pratt guy, they're getting on here and they're bragging about this. And I'm going to say the same thing to her that I said to him. If these people ever discover that you were the ones that got them fired and they find out, one or two things again is going to happen. They're going to bring up a lawsuit against you for messing with their livelihood, which I'm sure they probably going to have a strong lawsuit, hopefully, or they're going to try to come and pay you a visit. And you better hope that the latter doesn't happen. But these people do not care. They think that they're doing this for the greater good. Like, they literally have pedestalized Charlie Kirk almost into God tier status, which I don't even know how that's even remotely possible. That's crazy, but that's what they're doing. And these are the same people that crash out about cancel culture. Now, here's what's interesting about this Olivia is, speaking of cancel culture, because some people did some digging on her and found out that this woman loves going against cancel culture, but she's dabbling in it right now and talking about, you know, people in the free speech thing, because I always tell you they love to bastardize that free speech. But check this out. So look at this tweet right here that she made, and she made this on August 15, 2025, which was about a month ago. She says, hate speech is still free speech. Cry about it. Now, again, look at what she said right there, and look at what she's doing right now. Picking up the phone, emailing and calling and contacting all these employers to get these people fired for allegedly what can be, in her eyes, considered as hate speech. But she says hate speech is still free speech. Again, literally look at the difference. It's like a 2.5, almost 3 week difference from, it's like night and day. But that's not the only thing she said. Look at this. Apparently, some of y'all are okay with the criminalization of opinions. Everyone has the right to free speech. Again, she contradicted herself yet again. Now, I don't know when she posted this. Again, the way I found out about this is because I was going through her post and the quoted post, and that's how I found these screenshots, because in the quoted post, people were going in on her, and rightfully so, and that's how I found these screenshots. So again, she's contradicting herself. On one hand, she's talking about how hate speech is still free speech, is, you know, it's the First Amendment, this, that, and the third. But now, because it's happening with Charlie Kirk, now she wants to pick up the phone and go into one of her biggest Karen acts of all time, which someone, by the way, said that she's right now being one of the biggest Karens on the internet, which I concur with. And the same thing with that Quinn Pratt dude. But like I said, there are several others out there that are doing the same exact thing as them. But I just wanted to highlight these two because they fell in my lap like back to back, like literally one behind the other. Is absolutely insane, and they think they're actually doing something right. That's the crazy part about it. I think that's the weirdest part, is that they think they're doing something good. They think that they're doing something noble. That's the wildest part about it, and they're really not. They're making things worse for themselves, but the thing is, they don't care. At this point, their hypocrisy, I think they've now embraced it, of them being hypocritical and being showing a lot of contradictions to themselves. And that's exactly why I tell you that both political aisles are exactly the same. This is why the right has now taken on this name of the woke right, or that title, that label has been now thrusted upon them. And then I remember when that label got thrown on them, and they was upset that they were even dared to be deemed as woke. But now look at what they're doing for one person. This is just one person. I just want y'all to understand this. And you know what? It's so crazy. If y'all looked at the weekly recap that I did on September 13th, which, you know, then you will see that they are going in with these firings. They're going in with these firings. It is absolutely insane that the lengths that they are going for one guy that many of them probably did not even meet, let alone know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.